Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at Tank Guy from the Tobot V toy line from Korea. Now I'm not sure if it's Tobot V or Tobot 5. Like naturally I would think it's Tobot 5, but I don't know if Korea does Roman numerals, so maybe it's V for like victory or something. I really don't know. I found a couple episodes of the show on YouTube, but they're not translated, so it's just Korean. I don't speak Korean, so I have no idea what's going on, but it still looks neat and the robots are super cool. And from what I've heard, these are just really solid toys. So I'm really excited to check this out. This is my first review for this line, but I do have some more on the way. So hopefully I love this. But here is a picture of the robot on this side. Another picture and also the vehicle mode on this side. I guess actually we should tilt it like this. There we go. Young Toys is the company that makes these, and I've heard good things. Now, Tank Guy also has a combination with this red guy whose name escapes me at the moment. I think it's like something Commander or something like that. I'll know his name by the time I get to him because he's one of the ones on the way. But it's really cool. They have a combination, and you can see that these two guys make a giant robot here on the back. So I think that's really cool. Taking a look on the bottom. Not too much going on down here. And not really anything going on there on the top. So let's go ahead, let's get this guy out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here is Tank Guy out of the packaging, and he is bulky, and he looks fantastic. I love his massive, giant, like, gorilla arms. I think that looks really cool. Color scheme is very neat. Little open back here, which is not amazing, but I can live with it. He's definitely very top heavy though. The shoulders and the arms are huge, which like I said really works for his aesthetic, but it makes him very kind of top heavy. Now, how these work, technically they should be back here. That's how it is for the transformation, and also just kind of aesthetically, like symmetrically, it looks more even. But it just makes him a little bit more top-heavy. Not that he's in danger of falling over or anything, but you can just see he kind of pitches forward. So I kind of just like to rock him back a little bit. Plus I feel like, one, it makes him lean back a little bit, which you just saw him rock back. But I also feel like it doesn't create as much shadow around the face. So I kind of just like to rock him back like that. But it's up to you, whatever you find more aesthetically pleasing. He has these shoulder joints so you can put the arms out to the side, which does make him look cool. But I kind of wish there was like a happy in-between. Like I could just kind of have a ratchet like right there and just leave his arms like that instead of having to commit all the way out to the side. But what are you going to do? He's actually a little bit more teal than he's showing up on camera. On camera, he's just kind of showing up light blue, but there's definitely like more of a teal color scheme going on here. He's got this large cannon, which you can see has a nice big clip here on the side. And you can clip that into the side of his forearm here. And that's cool, kind of a Megatron, forearm cannon thing going on there. But the problem is, to use it, he would have to put his arms all the way out like this, and there's just no way. I mean, he's already top heavy enough, so that's just not happening. But what you can do is you can see this slide here, and this is part of the transformation for vehicle mode. But you can slide it into this up here and then give him kind of like a shoulder cannon. And I kind of like the look of that. I think that looks kind of neat. So personally, that's where I like to position the cannon. I just think it works better for his kind of giant aesthetic. And also just for the fact that if you tried to have him, aim it forward, he would just fall and faceplant right into the ground. But really a lot of nice paint detailing. Paint apps here on the sides, down here in the shins and everything. Just the color scheme, everything's really sharp. Everywhere the paint apps look fantastic. Nice solid plastic. They really just feel like solid toys. They're definitely pricey, but I understand why. They're definitely high quality, big and solid toys. So let's go ahead and get into articulation. So the head cannot move at all, but that's because it's part of this whole assembly here, which will pop out later, and we'll get to that in a minute. As I mentioned, he has really nice ratchets here in the shoulder, as well as a click up and down like that. It has that rocking back piece in the shoulder that I already showed you. You have nice tight ratchets here in the shoulder connection here. as well as in the elbow. His hands can move out like this. So if you prefer that look, I kind of just like to assume that like all of this thing is his kind of hand and it's just kind of built in. But if you would like to pop them out, you certainly can. Nothing in the waist, but you have nice tight ratchet out to the side. You can lift up these little flaps in the front and do some front kicking. A little bit of back kicking, but this kind of clip gets in the way. And then again, nice tight ratchet in the knee. Now he has this piece back here that kind of covers. So you can, if you move that, you can do more of the knee articulation. But that just kind of folds up. I mean, I think he comes in the packaging with these straight out. So if you really wanted to leave these straight out all the time, you certainly could. But if you want to kind of close that up to make the back look not so empty and open, you can do that as well. So that's pretty much it for articulation. Size comparison. Here is a Siege Voyager Optimus. I would say he's probably around the same size as like a leader class figure. I don't have Siege leaders to show you because I can't find them yet. And I don't have Power of the Prime leaders handy. But yeah, definitely I would say he's about the size of a leader class. Now I got this on Amazon with Prime for like $79, which is not great. But it gave me free 2-day shipping. I've seen them on eBay for in the area of like 60 to 70 a piece, and that's just, you know, they're Korean toys. They're expensive in Korea. Shipping them over here is expensive. So they're big, solid toys. And if you think about the fact that a leader class is already about 50, and these are definitely more solid and probably better painted than leader class figures over here. So if you pop it up to like 60, you know, you're kind of in the ballpark. So they're not so much more than, say, a leader class figure over here. And they are about the same size. And I would say they're better quality and better paint. So they're not ridiculously expensive. They just, when you first see that price tag, you're like, oh, that's rough. Another feature that this guy has, which is actually kind of neat, he's got this black light in his turret here, and if you just go ahead and take this and like really focus it on the forearms, you can see it actually changes color. I guess that's to simulate battle damage, and it's kind of hard to show up, but you can see how it's kind of turned purple, and it will fade over time. So I don't know. That's a really neat feature. I guess it's supposed to be battle damage, or I don't really know why it changes from blue to purple, but I think that's kind of neat. You really have to put the LED like all the way on it though to get it to work, because like if you shine it from like far back, it just does nothing. But you can really get it to work if you put it that close. All right, so transformation time. You can see that the purple is pretty much almost all faded already, so that's pretty cool. It doesn't take long to fade away. We're going to start. I'm going to go ahead and pull this part out just to show you this real quick. You by no means have to do this part first. So you have this. You fold the head back. And then you fold this section up. And it's supposed to be a little rhino. He's got really tiny little stubby legs here and in the back. But that's what he's supposed to be. I know it doesn't look much like... I mean, he definitely has the rhino head going on. But the rest of his body is just kind of a rectangle. But... these are supposed to be super tiny little legs, and I guess this is kind of supposed to be his tail. So he is a tiny little rhino, and a lot of the ones going forward have these. The first half of the series had what they're all called toe keys, but the first couple were literally just keys. You plugged it in, a part of it, the body popped out like spring action, and you just went from there. They didn't really turn into any. Actually, I guess those keys also were shaped like animals, but then they would turn from an animal to a key. You plug it in, and then you just put it to the side. It didn't interact with the figure after that. They didn't really hold it. It didn't store anywhere. It just kind of existed. In the second half of the series, they started doing where the toe key is not really so much key-shaped, but it integrates into the body, usually containing the head or the chest. So it integrates in that fashion. So they're still called toe keys, but technically they are not really key shaped anymore because they do integrate into the body now, and they actually stay in the body as opposed to just unlocking something and then just being put off to the side. So here is the little Rhino toe key. Alright, so transformation is pretty simple but satisfying. If you rocked these forward like I have, you want to make sure to push these back, because otherwise things won't line up later on. So you can kind of put them out to the side or do whatever you want to do with those. Make sure you have these popped all the way out. And because these have the double joint, you want to make sure that they are straight. You don't want it to be like this and then half popped in or any weird combination of that. Just make sure everything is 100% straight there. So do that with both of these. Then you're going to peg the 2 feet together. They will clip. Then you will bend them at the knee 90 degrees. And then you will bend it here, kind of this white section in the torso. We'll flip everything up like this. And then just make sure that these arms are out of the way. And then this whole section will just flip down. What am I getting caught on? What is happening? There it goes. I don't know what was going on there. Okay, so once you're done, you'll see this is all at a nice clean 90-degree angle in here. These are pointed straight down. And that's kind of the whole back section of the tank. So then you're going to come to the arms, turn them 90 degrees, and then pop them all the way up. Now the directions do show there is a tiny piece in here. And it's kind of hard to get it out, quite honestly. Here we go. So there's a tiny piece that you can pop out, and it's kind of impossible to even see it. You can see here, so it's this tread piece. If you want to kind of hide the joint, like on the back of the shoulder, you can pop that down. When I got it out of the box, these were already pushed up. And for the transformation, you obviously have to push them up. In my opinion, they're not really worth ever moving. So I kind of just always leave them up in there, because from the front, you never even see them. And I know there's going to be a time if I pop it down that I'm going to forget and break it off or something, so I just leave them in all the time. And then you just pop this up. So then you pretty much have the tank here. You can see that there is a clip here, and then there is a clip on the inside right there. So you're just going to, first of all, you kind of want to pop these out, at least just a little bit away. And then bring these in on the red shoulder joint. And then that will clip into place. And then also there's a peg back here. You can see right there and right there. So you'll be clipping on this and that. Clip that in, peg that in, and then you have most of the tank mode ready to go here. So just a few last minute steps. You're going to bring these all the way in. Repeat that with the other one. You can see they kind of clip in really nice. Bring your toe key in. Instead of putting it in like this, you're going to flip him 180 degrees so the rhino horn is pointing down, and then slide him back in here. And there's a little track you just want to make sure you hook onto, and you'll hear it click in. And then you take your turret and those same sliders we used for the shoulder mounting, because it's literally the same piece. You just slide that in. And there you go. There is your massive tank. Now the hands do just kind of hop back here. They don't really do anything, but I don't really feel like they bother me at all. Like, they don't really feel like hands sticking out, especially when you look at them from the front. You can hardly even tell. There's really no way to hide them or anything. I mean, the most you could do is slip them out like that, but that looks even more ridiculous. But it really doesn't bother me. It really does not. Now you can see that there's some other pieces. There's like this clip here. That's going to be used for the arm connection with the red Tobot, whose, again, name I apologize. It's Commander something or General something. I'll get there. But you can just see, like, when you look around this thing, there's just so much molded in detail. You know, different colored plastics used, paint applications. Just everywhere you look, it's really nicely detailed. And it rolls well. He's a pretty massive tank. Again, just for size comparison, because he's handy, here is Optimus. Just to give you an idea. Can he stand over the... he can kind of ride on the... There you go. Perfect. Nailed it. He's ready to go into battle while sleeping on a tank. But yeah, it's a pretty massive tank. And it feels, again, really nice and solid. It's got a nice weight to it. You don't really see any of the robot mode, like, poking out or anything. I mean, the most... you can see the rhino head, but that doesn't really bother me. It's just a really nice, solid vehicle mode. Now, unfortunately, the turret does not move at all, but that really doesn't bother me either. I think it makes sense for how it transforms. But yeah, it's just a really great, solid-looking tank mode, and I really like it a lot. So this guy's just a really fun, solid toy. Like, I really enjoy this quite a bit. He's got a lot of great paint applications. The molded in detail is beautiful. Articulation is great. I love the design of the robot mode and the vehicle mode. I mean, especially for a tank, like just a big, bulky dude is really, really cool. I think that, like, LED blacklight feature is really neat. Something super not needed or necessary, but just a really fun addition. I don't really have much to complain about this guy. I mean, like I said, he's a little front heavy, so he kind of pitches forward, but he's not about to fall over as long as you just find a normal stance for him, and he's good to go. So yeah, I mean, yes, they are expensive. I will say that's the one drawback of these Korean toys, but they're kind of worth it. I would say that because honestly, they're about the same size as a leader class over here, and those are around 45 to 50 depending on where you pick them up. So for another, $10 to $20, sometimes as much as $30 with shipping and everything, you get a really nice, solid toy. And it just, like I said, the ratchets are beautiful. It really just feels like it's not going to break anytime soon, which is really nice. And I'm also really excited about the combination potential that this guy has with the other Tobot figure, which is I have on the way. So I will definitely be reviewing that and showing off that combination when it gets here. I don't know. I can't recommend these enough, but at the same time, I completely understand why they'd be out of a lot of people's price range, just because, unfortunately, there's no great website to buy Korean toys from like there is CS Toys or HLJ or Ami Ami. We have so many options for great Japanese toys, which is fantastic, but we really need a website to buy Korean toys, because I have to say Korean toys recently are just being like crazy hit out of the park. Like, they're really coming out with some nice lines, and all their toys are solid. And I just wish there was a really much easier way to just grab Korean toys, because I just feel like I'm really starting to become interested in a lot of stuff they're doing over there. They have fun cartoon shows and all these new toy lines. It's just really neat. I saw one called Jurassic Cops the other day. It's like a cop car that turns into a dinosaur and into a robot. I mean, that's amazing. Like, why don't I have that? But anyway, I'm getting off track. Tank Guy's great. If you can afford them, I recommend picking them up. Really nice, solid Transformer type toy. Really great. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.